The Newcastle match may have put us in a hole, but it's time to see if the Foxes are going to get themselves a ladder or a shovel. We're right back into the action from Anfield. It's Leicester City versus Liverpool. It's a watch-along. Won't you join us? All right, so welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to very quickly bring in my co-host, Jono. So as we get into pre-match, I feel like there's not much we want to dwell upon when it comes to Newcastle. If anything, I'd rather get right into the changes that were made to the lineup and how exactly we're going to be doing things differently here. I think one of the first things you may notice is the absence of Youri Tielemans and the introduction of Ayoze Perez right from the get-go in the lineup. And the captain's armband today goes to Wilfred Ndidi.
Yeah, very strange having Ndidi as a more of an attacking midfielder. You know, maybe last game we lost the ball quite easily in midfield, so maybe Brendan decided to add a bit more experience up front in the top half of the field. But no, very weird choice. But the problem is if either of them two, if both of them get injured, what will that do for the rest of the season? I don't know. But very strange. But you know, I don't know. But I don't know why Daka's playing. I prefer to have Vardy up front than Daka.
Well, we do still have Vardy on the bench. So do you think that could be something that we'd be looking at for maybe a halftime substitution?
But by
I know
then,
that Brendan Rodgers isn't favored for those, but in case we find ourselves in a hole early.
The thing is, you can't go against a team like Liverpool and expect to and just defend, because we can't defend against any team in the Premier League. You can't do it against Liverpool, and for me, you just got to go all out. I would have played 2 up front, 3 midfield, but I saw Adam's comment. Do you think Youri's on his way out, or do you think it's an injury, or why don't you think he's starting?
So honestly, I think that Youri has been left out more for tactical reasons than for political. I mean, I was very much like this when it came to Maddison in the Newcastle game as well, where it's just I don't really buy into the being left out of the lineup and the forcing yourself out, those kinds of things. I much more see it as we use Youri as an attacking midfielder when we want to commit those men forward in that midfield line. Whereas I more see Brendan wanting to have holding midfielders in those middle 2 roles. Those wingers can go back and even make as large as a back 6 should we need. So I just think that tactically it makes more sense for us to use your Dewsbury Halls and your Ndidis for that than to use Youri Tielemans.
True, but sometimes we need those players that can just do something magical. Like, you know, Tielemans could just do an absolute blinder from outside the box. You can see Maddison isn't playing, but sometimes you can see Maddison do a shot outside the box. But
well, doesn't it just seem like you're not willing to back Wilfred Ndidi for a 40-yard screamer at the top end?
Dewsbury Hall and Ndidi, Perez for me aren't sort of players that scream to me they will make something happen. However, Barnes, before the World Cup, was the player for me as the most dangerous player in the team, was always causing havoc at the back. So, and he's against a player who can't defend very well against Arnold. So, but Luke Thomas, oh my God, he's got his work cut out tonight against Daka, against Salah, and Arnold. So, Thomas, please put in a good performance tonight.
He put in a good performance against MK Dons, but definitely struggling against Newcastle. I know. Before we get into the Liverpool lineup, I want to bring up Adam's comment here. I know a lot of us feel very strongly in very different ways about our center backs and our center back partnerships. After the performance that he had against Newcastle, do you think Amarte deserved the start today? Would you have started a different center back like a Vestergaard or a Soyuncu?
I'll decide Soyuncu. I don't care if he's going in a week. I don't care if he's going tomorrow. Soyuncu. Daniel Amarte, for me, he's been a good player. since the Premier League, since we had a good run of form, he's been good. Him and Woutface in that 6-game or 7-game clean sheet run in all competitions, those two are solid. However, he's proven that after the international break, he's not with it. I think we should have had Söyüncü in 1,000,000%, because Faze is like that Evans character, like he's not bossy, but he tells me where to be. Söyüncü is a better player tactically than Amati, so that's why I think Söyüncü should have been there for Amati.
That's fair. I do rate Söyüncü as well. I honestly would have thought that Söyüncü would have played his last game for Leicester until I saw the rumors that he's now negotiating a new contract with us. I don't really understand why we're doing that if he's also on his way out the door. I was mentioning to you before we went live that to me the only reason that might happen is just because it's us trying to get a fee out of him more than anything else. But we would still get one for him if he went in January. But that's all hypotheticals at this point. I do want to give us some time to have some folks on for pre-match as well. So I'm going to very quickly switch us over to the Liverpool starting lineup. I have them down in a 4-3-3. You did mention how strong Liverpool is. They're going to be coming up against Luke Thomas on that right-hand side. If you have a player like Nunez drifting over, especially against a player like Mo Salah. Now, I was discussing with you briefly earlier about how that back right section feels vulnerable to me. Henderson, Elliott, Matip, Alexander-Arnold. If Leicester City is going to have a way through these lines to find shots on goal, to me, it's coming through that right side.
For me, we cannot at all cross. If we cross today, Brandon Rodgers will got his tactics wrong. We've got a striker who's not very physical. We've got players who aren't tall, and we're against one of the best defenders in the world, who's tall. So
I was going to say Virgil van Dijk will definitely be doing his best to stop any crosses.
If we're going down the wing and crossing, then Brendan Rodgers is a numpty. Put it this way. If we go down the lines of... If Harvey Barnes will be the most crucial player today. If he doesn't play well, we're not going to win. Because, as you said, it's that side that's the weakest. If Harvey Elliott and Matip on that side, that looks like the weaker side. But we have to just go hoof over the top. Not hoof over the top, just get it to Daka or Barnes and just run at them. We can't cross the ball. We have to go at them, because if we do that, we will lose.
It's like I mentioned, I feel like we would be able to dribble through that back right line. So I think getting it to Daka and Barnes would be helpful in that regard. I feel like we'll really be seeing more of like the hoof it and hope if we were to then bring Jamie Vardy on later in this match. We're a couple minutes to kick off, so I'm going to quickly bring on our guests. I popped the link on in the chat, so I'm going to add in Ross and I'm going to add in Nick. Thank you both for coming in.
Evening.
You're right.
Ross, I know you're going to take longer, so I'm going to start with Nick.
No, I'm actually not going to take as long, actually, because we're just playing a quick game, and then we're obviously going to put game on. So we just want to say Happy Christmas and New Year to everybody.
And to you, Ross.
And stuff and all that. Obviously, come on,
Ross.
let's end 2022 with a win. What do you think score will be, Charlie?
3-1.
3-1 to Leicester. Wow, you heard it here first.
2-0.
2-0. Okay, 2-0 then.
2-0, I'll take that.
2-0. I mean, end of the day, though, this time last year, we beat Liverpool and we cost them the Premier League title, considering we lost on Boxing Day to Manchester City 6-3. So, in football, and after watching this World Cup, anything is possible. Tonight, why don't we be Saudi Arabia and they be Argentina, and we beat them?
Saudi Arabia are better than Leicester, that's why.
Well,
that's harsh. That's harsh.
Oh, that's a bit harsh.
It's not after Boxing Day, Ross. I'm still fuming about it.
True. I mean, listen. If we lost 3-0 and played well, I would have taken it. But we didn't play well. I'll admit. But like we didn't do that last time, Man City. We we're 4-0 down.
What have they done for 6 weeks?
I don't know. Watch the World Cup.
Off, and let's be fair, vast majority of the squad were back early doors because they all got knocked out in the group stages. What have they done for 6 weeks? Even Pipes has said on the radio this morning he thought they looked lethargic because they ate too much over Christmas. You're a professional footballer, for God's sake. You can't do stuff like that.
That's true. It is true. Maybe, I don't know, just a bother or something. I don't know. So, well, Charlie thinks 2-0. Who do you think score will be, Charlie?
James Mason.
No, he's not playing.
Oh. Who's playing?
who's playing. Daka's up front.
Charlie's
that
got
guy
it
is up
too.
front
Who's
today.
playing?
No, he hasn't seen the team yet. He's not long been. Oh, there we go. So Daka's up front. Dewsbury Hall, Ndidi, Perez, Sumare, Barnes, Thomas, Faz, Amate, Castagna, and Ward.
Castagna.
Castagna, you think will score? And who
All
else?
two. Both two.
Castagna with 2. Wow. I wonder how much that would be on a bet. And I'm going to say 2-1.
I'll drop an I'll buy a Leicester shirt with Castagna on the back if he scores a brace today and we win.
There you go. You heard that, Charles. So the Canadian geezer, Elijah.
I'm not the Canadian geezer. I'm not brave enough to shave my head like Locks, but I'll put some money on it.
shave. So if Castagna scores 2 goals, he has to buy a shirt with Castagna on the back. So yeah, right, we're going to shoot anyway, boys. We're just going to finish the quick game. So come on, Foxes.
No.
Oh, he wants to dance instead.
All right. Cheers, Rob.
That's not
All
done.
right, come on, Foxes.
All right, and then Nick, I'm going to quickly grab a score prediction from you as well.
It's going to be a tough watch, isn't it? Let's be fair. We've not got a great record at Anfield at the best of times.
I'm going to put it to you, Nick, now. It's going to be 5-0 to Liverpool. I said it to Elijah in the back room. I said 5-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah. I put on the group chat on Facebook that if we come away with a 6-0 loss, it would be a successful night. Nunes is going to tear that back four to shreds.
Luke Thomas, if he's going to have I'm not going to say the swear word, but he's not going to have a good night.
He's only in because we've got no left backs. He'd be nowhere near that squad, and Sumari.
Dave Hill put it best, but I can't put that on stream.
Sumari's not going to deal with it. He shouldn't be anywhere near this starting 11 after Boxing Day. He was absent. Where was it? You should have gone old school, gone 4-4-2, Vardy and Nacho. At least Nacho holds the ball up and brings others into play because there's no creativity in that 11 at all. We've got no Maddison still.
We have clearly seen, though, that he doesn't rate doing 2 up front.
Yeah, but let's be fair. When we have played 2 up front, we've done all right, haven't we? If not 1. You know what Rodgers is like. He doesn't like to be proven wrong, does he?
I was going to say, it's not like I'm here to argue it, but it's fair. I think it will also be a tough watch, but I don't know. I was saying to John, it might just be blind hope. It might be blue-tinted glasses, but after how badly we did against Newcastle, for some reason, I just fancy us to bounce back. I think it's going to be tight. I think it might even be undeserved, but I can see us walking out 1-0.
You've not got mentally scars from Leicester City like some people have, Elijah. You're still relatively new to the club, mate.
That's fair.
You really are.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Nick. I hope you'll be able to join us at half or full time as well. I'm going to let you go before kickoff.
All right, mate.
Cheers.
Have a good one. Ta-ra.
All right, so they're just showing some Liverpool fans. They're singing their songs. Players have taken to the field. They've already played the Premier League anthem, so kickoff will be momentarily.
Oh, this is not going to end well. If we don't concede in the first 5 minutes, I'll be surprised.
I've got more faith in us than that. I'm recognizing that I might be deluded by predicting a squeaky win here, but I don't see us conceding that quickly again. It was a baffling mistake from Amarte early on against Newcastle there, and that let them run with the match. But I feel like, especially given the fact that he canceled a day off, we've had a meeting, we've discussed where we've gone wrong here. It can only, knocking on wood as I say this, it can only go up from here.
Yes, that's true.
I did forget, so there is, of course, going to be a moment's silence here for Pele, who passed away yesterday. An absolute legend of the game, of course.
Yeah, he's an icon. He'll always be an icon. I don't think Messi's an absolute GOAT, but I don't think everyone will ever top Pele.
I always find it funny the way that we have GOAT debates by comparing players from such drastically different eras of football, because and I mean, in any sport, the way the game is played evolves over time. And, I can't necessarily say that a Pele would play well in this era, or that Messi would play well in his era, because just tactics and approaches to the game were so different. But I think undisputedly Pele was one of, if not the greatest player of his era.
Yeah, definitely.
As well, also just showing another moment's silence here for David Johnson of Liverpool, who seems to have passed away this year as well. I was mistaken. It wasn't a moment's silence. It was a minute's applause.
So what's everyone's score prediction then, everyone on the chat? What's everyone's score prediction?
Let's get some score predictions in chat. Is anybody else in my camp, or am I standing alone here? Nick, you're saying that Pele may have played against Birch in the US. That's possible, because I know there was that time period in the 70s when the US Soccer League was just pulling in so many big names. I know Cruyff went to the US at that time as well. A lot of big score lines coming in here. We got an 8-0, a 4-0, and a 6-0 as we have now kicked off. Leicester City attacking to the right of your screen. We took the kickoff as well. Patson Daka on the ball in the back right corner. Back left corner. We'll get synced up as well once I can get a time up on my screen.
I can't get synced up with you. You just go ahead.
Sounds good. If you would like to get synced up with me at home, I'm currently at 27, 28, 29 as a pass from Paris to Dewsbury Hall just is intercepted, and then a foul is given to Liverpool for a trip on Alcantara. Van Dijk to take it quickly.
The good news is that Brentford are winning against West Ham.
I don't know what's happened to West Ham this season as Liverpool coming forward quickly. Alexander-Arnold tries a quick cross, and it's blocked by Wout Faes, and Castagna will take one more touch on it to make sure it goes out for a throw instead of a corner.
I'm just going to go to the toilet back in a second. I know it's early, but...
No problem. I'll take you off camera for a little bit. All right, so you're flying solo with me for a little bit as the throw-in was taken, and they tried to get the ball into the penalty area, but it was quickly gathered up by, important to remember, former Liverpool goalkeeper Danny Ward. He was having some good handshakes and camaraderie with the Liverpool team in the tunnel, getting the chance to meet some of his former teammates again, of course. Leicester City looking to attack quickly. It looks as though we are going to be playing those high balls over the middle, some out to the wings as well, relying a lot on Barnes and Dewsbury Hall for possession early on here. Ball has gone out for a Liverpool throw-in right in that back right corner for them, though. Craig saying normally when a player is out of form, they score against us. Does that mean a Nunez hat trick is incoming? You know, it surprised me just how poor Nunez was in the World Cup. And honestly, it wasn't like he was pulling up trees for Liverpool before then either. So if you're going by those standards, yeah, I think he'd absolutely be on track to get one or two today. But it's one of those things that gives me a little bit of cautious optimism here, is the fact that their center forward that they're relying on so much is really in the midst of a blue patch right now. Luke Thomas hoofs that ball upfield. He's looking for Harvey Barnes, who collects it ahead of the back line, but he's quickly caught up to by Matip, who gets a poke in. There's appeals for a corner, but it has gone for a goal kick. Good quick play there, though. Liverpool coming forward now.
Yes! Come on! Get in!
All right, well, it seems as though you're ahead of me, but I will
take
that. I'm going to
see
if maybe I can adjust my stream a little bit. John, if you want to explain what just happened then, because I'm still in the dark.
Kieran Dewsbury Hall beats the goalkeeper. What a goal by Kieran Dewsbury Hall, the guy who's out of form. What a goal by Dewsbury Hall.
You want to give me an update on the score then?
It is Leicester City. Hang on. Let's wait till VAR confirms it first.
All right, because yeah, I just got my stream updated. I missed the goal and just saw Dewsbury Hall running over. Is that so? Danny Ward plays it upfield to Barnes, who finds Perez, who finds Dewsbury Hall. I don't see any room for any offside there. Very well taken by Dewsbury Hall. He kind of feints a little bit to force Allison off balance, and then just cool as you like, up and over his arm and into the net at Anfield. I don't see any reason why they could overturn this, but let's be cautious. Let's be cautious. It was if that counts.
It counts. It's Leicester City 1, Liverpool 0. Now I'm nervous. Now
have we scored too early? Have we kicked a hornet's nest? That's a fair point to raise.
Don't get too.
One of my work buddies. He's a big Manchester United fan as well. But he's a Scottish guy, and was telling me about at the World Cup, Scotland scoring against Brazil. I believe it was 1978, and then went on to lose 4-1. But I'm going to take this as reason for optimism. I said we might be able to squeak through a steal here. Let's see how this plays out. Liverpool coming forward quickly, but Luke Thomas does well to put a tackle in on Salah, and that's out for a Liverpool throw. This is it's Brendan Rodgers' tricky foxes at work here, where it's we play sneakily there, and just that started with a well taken goal kick as a cross comes over and it's collected by Elliott on the corner of the penalty area, plays it across, well headed away by Amarte, but only as far as Thiago. He's taken down. That can't be a penalty for sure. Yeah, not given, and Danny Ward will collect that. Danny Ward had a pretty miserable World Cup as well, but so far looks to be regaining a little bit of his confidence. And then Fee with the 99p super sticker. Thank you so much. The goals are finally coming back. I'm going to take it as my little I told you so, but we're still very early in this game. So let's I'm not going to say I told you so until halftime here. They're just showing a winning prediction on my screen, and they're still saying Liverpool with a 41% chance of winning this game.
Yeah, it's way too early to say anything yet.
Now, I also mentioned, or I didn't mention it this stream, but we've definitely been discussing in other watch-alongs how tight the Premier League standings are. So I want to take a quick look at, with us winning, where that puts us in the standings, because I believe that should put us somewhere around 11th.
It does put us 11th. If we win this, we'll be 11th.
Because that I know Jamie especially was pointing out the fact as a loose ball falls back towards Allison and it's nearly chased down, but Allison will sweep and clear that.
But what I'm going to say is this, is that Leeds and Crystal Palace have 2 games in hand each.
Pats, Leeds and Palace.
That's 2 places lower, right?
No, I know.
Teams with games in hand, you got to think them as above you. You can't think of them as below you still.
No, absolutely. Like those of you who have seen me often enough on these streams know that I am by no means somebody who will just dismiss a team like that. I'll always have faith in the Foxes, but it's the Premier League. Anybody can beat anybody in this league. Craig saying even halftime's early at Anfield, you have to wait until the 10th minute of added time. Let's not forget about the fact that Liverpool basically won the Premier League off of an Alisson header. I believe it was against West Brom. It was like the 98th minute. Something. I remember I was on my way to get my first dose of vaccine. And I had to walk to a shopping center that was like 15 kilometers from where I live. It was a 2.5 hour walk because I didn't want to take the bus there. And I found out that they had scored like just as I was getting to this shopping center. And that was that cost us Champions League qualification. And I was so upset when that happened. Sean, I'm assuming you're a West Ham fan. Dan Amarte does little breakdown in communication there. He does well to block the cross as it comes in from Liverpool, but Danny Ward would have had that covered. And he's just having some words with Amarte because he's now given away a corner to Liverpool.
But this is what I think. Like someone put the comment saying, "Oh, West, they're more just bringing a club down." Does that mean we need to give Warren more praise to Brendan for the fact that West Ham had 2 or 1 great season? They got up to European football.
Yep.
very good team, very, very hard. One of the hardest teams to beat in the league. No one can really doubt that. They were excellent. But now they're in a relegation scrap. I'm not saying we're not. We could easily go into a relegation scrap, but we were fifth. Then in that time, we won a FA Cup and a Community Shield. So does that mean?
And this was. Sorry. Finish your thought.
Would you give Brendan more praise the fact that he's consistently keeping us the top half, and then David Moyes had one or two good seasons in the West Ham, and now they've run out of steam, kind of.
100%. So for me, and again, like I always clarify by saying, like, I'm one of those blue tinted glasses folks. I hate rocking boats, so I will back a manager most of the time. But and here I'm definitely going to kick a hornet's nest with a lot of you because I can speak as a neutral on this. I view Brendan Rodgers very similar to how I view Gareth Southgate with England. It's easy to say that, like, with this team and the results that we've seen before, we need to be winning trophies. We need to be challenging for Europe all the time. However, what Brendan has gotten us so far is consistency, which with some of our younger players, with where we are in terms of King Power's investments, is a very good place to be. We want to be a consistent mid-table to European challenging Premier League force before we put our eggs into the constantly challenging for Europe basket. Because if you do that, then you risk becoming a QPR, a Blackburn, a Blackpool that challenges for that. And then when you don't reach that, you're in trouble. Look at what happened to Derby County. They put all their eggs into the promotion basket, and now they're in League One. So what I see from that is that look at where we were before Brendan. Look at where England was before Southgate. There's a breaking point right now.
Whoa.
Daka.
I wouldn't compare Brendan to Gareth Southgate. Gareth Southgate bottled it. But I do get where you're coming from. Like, I think this is Brendan's first chance. Brendan's never been a manager where he's had a team with great success. With Liverpool, he got him to second place. With Leicester, he got him fifth 3 consecutive times and got an FA Cup. He got a trophy with Leicester. But he's never been at a club where he's had really good highs, a really bad low, and rescued it. He's been 5 Liverpool on a really bad low. He never got that at Celtic. It's Celtic. They're always going to win everything. So this is his first chance to prove that he can rescue a bad season. He's not done it yet.
And that will be very interesting to see. And I agree with you on that because right now it's very easy to say that we could finish anywhere from like 7th to 19th. That's how tight this Premier League is right now.
Yeah. I mean, we did bottle top 4 twice. We were, 14 points in 4th ahead of 5th. However, when you look at back, you say Leicester finished 5th 3 times in a row. You can't really argue with that, really.
Like Captain Daka may have pulled his hamstring here. Vardy's getting kitted up. Daka is at the very least coming off the pitch to receive some care. He's limping at the moment. We're going to be hoping that this is just maybe a pull or some bad cramp, but it definitely looks like Daka will not be playing anymore in this match.
Well, Vardy's coming on. Who wins our next match? It's against Forest on Sunday or Monday.
And we've learned before just how good Nottingham Forest is for letting us turn around a bit of bad form.
Well, next game is Fulham, actually, in January. In 4 days' time. So Vardy's pretty much started the game from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's only 15 minutes in.
It means I feel like we could see Iheanacho make an appearance then.
True.
Liverpool try to break the Leicester City back line with a lofted pass there, but it's well headed away by Wout Faes, although they have just won a free kick in a dangerous position there. Foul by Luke Thomas on Nunez.
I mean, yes. I did say he bottled it, and he did. He bottled it in terms of we're in such a good position to not get that 4th place. However, finishing 5th isn't a bad thing, but he did bottle 4th place.
Jamie Vardy is now on the pitch. Patson Daka has been substituted off. The good news is he is walking. He's on his own legs. The bad news is he is limping badly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it doesn't look like it's going to be like an ACL, but I think it could be a pulled or torn hamstring there. So Alexander-Arnold, Salah, and Henderson are all standing over this free kick. It's well within shooting range. Danny Ward is setting up his wall. I'm so bad with yards, so I don't know how far this. I don't know how to say how far this is from the net, but I'd say it's like 2 meters, 3 meters away from the edge of the 16-yard box.
Nick put the GOAT is on. Leicester City's GOAT is on.
Nah, all-time GOAT. Who's Messi? Never heard of him.
Someone just joined our stream, but we'll add people at halftime and end of the match.
And we'll add in the link again, so you don't have to go digging through the chat. Anytime we'd like to have people on, we'll add the link in fresh.
It looks like Liverpool have been on us all the time since we scored.
Alexander-Arnold to shoot. It goes right into the wall. He shoots the rebound, and it is blocked again. Some good defending there by Jamie Vardy, who just came on.
If we concede 1 goal, do you think we'll lose?
No.
If we score, what?
No, I don't think we'll lose if we concede 1. Because I see where you're coming from. That Liverpool have definitely been pressuring us, but especially compared to where even I thought this game was going to be coming into it, this game has seemed much more level. This is a much better Leicester City team than we saw against Newcastle. Players seem more up for it. Their heads seem higher. Like it's not hard for us to be better than we were against Newcastle, but you have to be. As a lofted ball finds Jose Perez, he's tussling with Van Dijk, but Van Dijk will come away with that ball. Ooh, and a little bit of miscommunication there as indeed he collects a wayward pass from Van Dijk there, but immediately tries to play Perez in on a through ball there, and Perez was nowhere near it. God, and they're just hitting me with ads in the middle of my stream now. What is going on? Apologies for that. That ad has also somehow taken my stream down. I promise you I'm watching legitimately. I pay for this service. All right, there we go. Luke Thomas is having some words with the referee, so we're just going to see why. Oh, that's a little cheap. Harvey Elliott goes down. It didn't look to me like there was any contact there, but it was still a reckless challenge from Thomas nonetheless. Scott, very, very good goal. Good build-up play. It was Ward to Barnes to Dewsbury Hall, runs through the defensive line, feints one way to get Allison to commit, and then just chips it up through his arms. Cool as you like. So another free kick here. Cross comes in from Alexander-Arnold. It's headed away back to Alexander-Arnold and then collected by Thiago, and we force them all the way back to the center circle with Robertson. Now Leicester City have collected the ball off of Robertson, and we look to break. Barnes coming forward, but a big tackle there from Alcantara. Just a little overcommitted to holding the ball there was Barnes. He had the chance to lay it off, but just held it a little too long. Nick's saying, I'm glad that Gakpo isn't playing against us. He had a class World Cup. So that's where I can definitely speak from my bias. I'm a big fan of the Netherlands on the national team stage, and he has really, really set himself up well. Fee Michael's away this weekend. If I recall correctly, he's going to a Premier League event in Florida. So he's going to be living it up where it's much, much warmer than it is either here or in England. Castagna hoofs the ball upfield, intercepted by Robertson, but then well played there by Soumare to keep this play going. And Vardy is sent in. He's in behind Van Dijk. He plays it across, and Alexander-Arnold does very, very well. if Harvey Barnes was on the end of that ball from Vardy, it was 2-0. And at full extension, Alexander Arnold puts it out for a corner kick. But again, great play all around. Pixel perfect pass from Dewsbury Hall to find Vardy there. And honestly, I don't think Vardy can play that pass any better either if he's trying to find Barnes. It was just very, very good defending. But that play also started with a savvy interception by Soumare, who slides in like he's proposing to a midfielder to head that ball upfield.
Yeah. Something up to the Lou again. We'll be back in a second.
Yep, no problem. It will be Perez to take the corner kick. Plays it in. It's lofted high. It's looking for Faz. It finds Ndidi, and it goes off the Liverpool man and out for another corner. A little bit of appeals for handball, but you're not going to get it for that. His arms are right by his side. I'm checking to see who exactly that went off of. Looks as though it went off of Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah, it goes right off the elbow, but his arms are tucked in like this. You're not going to get a handball appeal for that. You're not. So Daka came off due to some soreness in the leg. He came off on his own accord, but was limping and had the help of some of our medical staff to leave the field. Looked like his hamstring. I'm hoping that it's just a pull and not a tear. Another corner kick to be taken here by Ayoze Perez, and it's again played high right into the mixer, headed back into the penalty area, lofted up, and then cleared by Liverpool. But only as far as Perez, so Leicester City do maintain possession here, and Luke Thomas will pass that all the way back to Danny Ward. Ward hoofs that upfield, headed back away by Van Dijk. Dewsbury Hall playing it forward, a little bit of back and forth with Barnes. He's overcooked that second pass to Barnes, though, and that will be out. Robertson under a little bit of pressure in the Liverpool penalty area right now. And we're playing a very high press. Even Vardy forcing Allison to put it out for a throw-in to Leicester City. We're playing very, very high, very aggressively. You wouldn't think that we were a goal to the good with how aggressively we're trying to get another one here. Although Liverpool regain possession, and it's a lofted ball. He's looking for Nunez and will find him. He's up against Fass. Gets around and plays it across the penalty area, but it's a poor shot in the end there from Salah, who puts it well wide of the net to the left. Good play from Liverpool there, but Leicester City do well to, at the very least, force Salah into a bad miss. I think even if that had been on target, it would have been blocked, but still risky to be able to let them into those spaces. Luke Thomas really slides in well there. I think he would have had that blocked had that been on target. And the replay there just shows us, so that was going into the Leicester City end, and just some fans going, hey! You love to see that. Goal kick is taken, and it's again bouncing around midfield. Again, a much more level game than I think either of us would have been expecting this match to be before kickoff. Jono, you're on mute.
I didn't expect us to score, so doing really well. But no, good, really good fight back from that game against Newcastle. Really good reply, but I'm not sure we're going to win, but really good fact that we just come out fighting and not being passive and frightened of the opposition.
I'm definitely cautiously optimistic about this so far. I want to quickly discuss Carlos's comment there that does that make the match against Newcastle more of a testament to how good Newcastle were than how bad we are?
Newcastle,
Nunez
for
breaks into the
me,
penalty area, and I couldn't even tell you what he just tried to do there, if that was a cross, a shot, or what. It also looks like that was actually Robertson, though. Sorry, not Nunez.
There are only two teams in the league I don't want to face. That is Arsenal and Newcastle.
Mm-hmm.
Those two teams for me are frightening AF. Man City, we know we've done already against the season, we gave them a good match. Arsenal ripped us apart. Newcastle ripped us apart. Those are only two teams I'm really... Liverpool, a good team. They could, I think they could still... They're still, in my mind, favourites to win. But the teams
We're
that
giving
I'm
them a match.
petrified of is Arsenal and Newcastle.
Yeah, we're giving them a match, and we really did not give Newcastle anything. And
No,
I don't know whether this is confident. Ooh, big challenge there from Andy Robertson has left a Leicester City player on the deck. We play on ball with Jamie Vardy here. He's trying to get past Henderson, but he's swarmed by 3 players. And Henderson is forced to run that ball all the way back. Dewsbury Hall will collect, and it is out for a Liverpool throw.
I think it's 1-1.
I hope not. I haven't seen that yet, but Liverpool coming forward now. Chamberlain is dispossessed by Amarte, and then Ndidi gives it to Castagna all the way back to Danny Ward, who then hoofs it right into Mo Salah, and then that is collected, and it's shot by Salah, and now it's 1-1. There's appeals for offside, though, and Salah isn't celebrating the goal, so it looks as though that is... Yes, he is offside. He's offside. I'll take it. It's still 1-0. It's still 1-0.
Brentford are winning, though, 2-0 in the first half.
2-0. I'll tell you what. Okay, so yeah, so just seeing that there. So off of Salah, Chamberlain was offside before he even sent it back to Salah. So much like Trevor says there, we got off the hook there. Danny Ward definitely needs to get into a better headspace. I still like Danny Ward.
I like him, but we need really more consistency.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs more consistency. But also, I just like the fact that he's an incredibly nice guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him after the Southampton match. He was really nice. Signed my program. Really nice guy.
Yeah, I can't put Dave Hill comments up.
So it was Andy Robertson absolutely flips Timmy Castagna, who lands hard on his back. He's still on, though, so it looks as though it may have just knocked the wind out of him. We are, I like to believe we're a nice folk.
Nice doesn't win games. Not now, it doesn't. No,
and that's very fair. Dan Amarte shielding the ball from Nunez there. He's doing his best to try to get around him, but well done by Amarte. But the pass out from Castagna is intercepted, and Liverpool will go again. Henderson plays it into the penalty area, but there's no one there to collect it, and it is held by Danny Ward. I'll tell you what, when I was playing as a goalkeeper, our gloves were nowhere near that sticky. He's there pointing to all of his defenders while holding the ball in the same hand.
Yeah, they've got massive gloves. Like Casper's gloves. Did you see them? They're like...
Kasper Schmeichel used to look like he had the foam fingers when he was in net.
Yeah, his gloves were massive. And this...
I wish I could get back
with the new gloves. They're the new gloves are ridiculously grippy. It's like being Spider-Man. You can...
Oh, yeah. I would love to maybe just see if I can get a little industry thing going with my work. I'd love to get back in front of a net with a good new pair of goalie gloves. Because admittedly, I wasn't a good goalkeeper. I'll straight up admit that. And I had the best gloves available to me at the time. It was these Adidas ones with reinforced backs on the fingers, so that if you made a fingertip save, it saved your fingers from bending backwards. And I always clarify this. If we're ever talking about something that's not football related, there's nothing exciting going on. Castagna with the ball on the right wing, but it's just been a lot of passing it back and forth in the midfield by both teams here. Ball's changed possession 3-4 times, but just nothing is coming from it for either team. We're really just getting trenched. Lofted ball that was looking for Ioze there, but is not going to find anybody but Van Dijk. Liverpool coming forward now. Chamberlain lays it off for Henderson. Or Robertson. Back to Van Dijk, though, and now we're back into the midfield again, and this game has really started to slow down.
are we? Does it look like we're more being pressured, or does it look like we're under their foot and we're just waiting for them to score, or are we just playing defensive, waiting for the counter?
The latter. We're letting them have the ball, but we're playing with a confidence like we know we can get it back. But we're not overcommitting because we know how dangerous Liverpool can be if they find a pocket when a player's out of position.
Yeah.
And Alexander-Arnold there trying to start a ruckus there, chasing down a back pass to Danny Ward, but the goal clearance is successfully taken. Through ball finds Barnes on the left wing, but there's nobody there for us, and he is flagged for offside. Quickly double checking the other scores as they are. Is Brentford the only live game going on at the moment? Yes,
Brentford
it
and West
is.
Ham,
And yes, they are 2-0 down in injury time because they did kick off 15 minutes before us.
Yeah. No, half an hour before us.
Was it? I thought they kicked off at quarter 2. Yeah, because we're at 30:45 and they're just before halftime.
Yes, they are. Yes, they're 15 minutes before us. But West Ham...
Carl's saying Barnes needs to hold his run. In a lot of cases, that is true, but there was a bit of a delay before that pass was taken. Barnes intercepts the ball from the Liverpool defense, and he plays it up and over and finds Jose Perez. He's acres of space across the penalty area, but it's a poor cross that's dealt with easily from Van Dijk.
This is what I mean. We need to keep the ball flat and counter. We can't hoof it up as much because Van Dijk will be there. That's what... Yeah, but...
It was crafty play there by Perez, but I think he definitely made a mistake by getting air under the ball. He should have played that low. And Craig, you are right, but I think that definitely downplays our performance. We've held well in the midfield. It was one instance of messing around as the corner kick is taken, nearly falls to Wout Faes, but it will be up and over the crowd, and Soumare will pass it back. Lofted in from Thomas. It will find Jose Perez in the corner. And he passes it back to Dewsbury Hall. Amarte's pass to Ndidi is intercepted, though, and now Liverpool will look to break. Henderson through the middle, well tackled by Soumare, but Liverpool do still maintain possession. Alexander-Arnold will loft that ball over, and that is out for a goal kick. Brentford have really been making a name for themselves in the Premier League so far.
They have, but this reminds me of Leeds last season did the same thing, didn't they? They did a really, really excellent first season back, but then they've had a bit of a dip. But, hats off to them. They're doing really well.
I was going to say, let's not forget that this is their second season, and they are not suffering the second season syndrome at all.
What's his name? What's his name? Thomas Frank is a really good manager. I remember their first season in the Premier League. They played against Arsenal and won 2-0. If I'm so rightly saying, I think we won 2. I think they won.
Yeah,
2-0.
that was the first match of that season, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, home to Arsenal, and they decimated them. So yeah, it's really good team. We love the lovely stadium, good manager. Nice crowd. Good team, good club.
Yeah, I got the chance to see the as it's now, I believe it's now called the G-Tech Community Stadium when I was visiting London last, and it's a gorgeous new ground. Liverpool coming forward now. They were given an advantage after some tussling in the midfield, and it's with Robertson on the left wing. His cross goes right into the chest of Castagna and out for a throw-in. Harvey Elliott in some discomfort on the ground right now. Just showing the replay here, and yeah, it's a collision of feet there as both he and Barnes go for the ball at the same time. Barnes trying to kick a clearance, Elliott sliding in, and yeah, it's boot meets shin there. Not intentional, but definitely going to hurt.
One I'm getting worried is that we're making these little mistakes now. Like Danny Ward made that mistake, but luckily it was disallowed. We're losing the ball in midfield. One time we will be punished. So we need to make sure we keep it 1-0 for half time, regroup as a team, get rid of these sloppy mistakes, look back in the second half.
Well, I can guarantee you that like every single one of those is going to be noted down in the notebook, and it will be discussed at halftime.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
For where we don't tack Liverpool breaking into the penalty area here, diving header will clear it for Amarte, and then the rebound is a dribbling shot collected by Danny Ward. Where Brendan Rodgers doesn't really make tactical changes at halftime, I really commend him on his ability to change mentality at halftime. Because especially in our seasons when we were placing fifth, like we saw as Jose Perez breaks forward and again crosses it over, and it's cleared easily there, this time by Matip. Brendan Rodgers can really change the mentality of the players at halftime, where we will still often go out with the same formation and the same players. We play differently half to half.
Yeah.
Alexander-Arnold to take a throw in here for Liverpool. 35 minutes and 30 seconds if you want to get synced up at home. Quick check elsewhere, and Brentford-West Ham has made it to halftime. West Ham just on the outside of the relegation zone right now.
Yeah.
1 point.
If they don't rescue this, if they don't rescue a point, they're 1 point ahead of the relegation zone. So they're starting to be in a relegation.
Wolves have a game. All three teams in the drop zone right now have a match in hand on them.
Yeah. That's what we don't want to get into. Like, keep on playing what we're doing now, fighting, be more aggressive, better passing, less sloppy, and we will maintain a good distance away from that area.
What I can definitely see is I feel like in the halftime team talk, we're going to definitely drop the tactic of getting the ball to Perez and having him cross it in, because just between Matip, and credit to Matip as well, like I said he was going to be a weak point, and he doesn't seem to be. He and Van Dijk have just dealt with every single one of those crosses. It's been nowhere near any Leicester City man. So I feel like more likely as Liverpool breaking here, it's Robertson playing it across the penalty area and a diving shot that pings around the penalty area, and it will be cleared by us back as far as Van Dijk. Thiago plays it forward. It's Robertson now. Oxlade-Chamberlain cleared by Amarte. Robertson again, crossed over, blocked by Perez as far as Thiago. He plays it to Henderson. Out wide to Alexander-Arnold. Cross comes in off of Fass, and it's an own goal. Own goal, Wout Fass. And some disappointing words there between Fass and Ward there. Again, it looks like Ward thinks he had that covered. But Fass trying to clear it for a corner kick. It just takes a wicked deflection off his leg, and instead of going out or over the net, it just trickles up and over Ward and into the back corner of the net. It's a poor way to concede, but again, we're not out of this match at all. It goes in off the post even. And yeah, similar to Amarte's clearance there, like Danny Ward, I think would have had that covered, but it was just no communication there in the back line. And yeah, like Nick says, we go again.
Oh dear. And what I don't want to do now is play for a draw.
Yeah. We know we're capable of a win here. But yeah, just a poor own goal there. And yeah, Dave, it's fair because there just seems to be a real lack of communication in this back line. Liverpool now just holding the ball. It looks like they're going to be happy to go in at 1-1. Elliott tussling with Dewsbury Hall there. He's taken down. And then a free kick to Liverpool as Mo Salah trips over the knocked over Dewsbury Hall. Surprised to see it go that way. And yeah,
to be fair, it's unlucky that, they didn't score from their own doing. We gave them the goal. Like our mistake cost us the goal, but we can easily get ahead of this again. We can easily score that. We can easily come back into this and win this. But we need to wait and see.
Yeah, we're still definitely capable of if we can get those balls over to Perez, and maybe instead of playing those crosses in, we play a low ball back behind and see if we can catch the run of an Ndidi or a Dewsbury Hall as a free kick is put in and it's out for a goal kick. I feel like that will be a much more sound passing play for us than any attempt for us to try to get a cross in and the ball on ahead.
Dave, your describing is just brilliant. I love it. I can't put it up, but it's funny.
And then it's a little play around the back right now. Amarte, but the ball is lost around the middle by Sumare, and now Liverpool come forward. Salah on the edge of the penalty area, nutmegs Thomas, but Thomas does well to just knock that ball clear, and then it's hoofed away by Wout Faes all the way into the Liverpool half. And I agree, Gray. For 37 minutes, we've had this game, and there's more than capability for us to get back into this.
Well, you mean get back ahead? We're not out of this.
Yes. Sorry, when I say get back into this, I mean to get a win.
Yeah.
Henderson on the ball, crosses it wide. Ball with Elliott now. And his cross is blocked by Thomas, and it will be a corner kick. Elliott will leave it for, it looks like, Robertson to take. Hello to all of you tuning in. Just a little bit of calm as Liverpool are definitely taking their time in taking this corner. Cross comes in, and Danny Ward will collect. Thrown out to Castagna, who has some space, but he stops and holds up play to make sure that Leicester can get more men forward. Nick, we'll definitely talk about that at halftime. I've been seeing a lot of trade rumors that Leicester's been involved in. I think it sounds like we're back in talks with Noni Madueke, I believe. And then as well, there's that Moroccan midfielder. His name escapes me, but he had a good World Cup, and it sounded like we're in direct talks with him as well.
Mm.
We know for a fact, I believe it's Brendan Rodgers wants a left back. Was it a left back, center back, and right winger are who we're in the market for?
We need a right winger because Perez has played out of position, and Madison can't be right winger. So yeah, we haven't really had a decent right winger since Mahrez. We can't replace Mahrez. We never will. He's a world-class player, but
we can at least have someone who is a right. As a through ball finds Jamie Vardy, he's breaking away, gets around Van Dijk, passes it off, Harvey Barnes, and it's blocked. Oh, but a bit of a misplay there by Liverpool gives Jamie Vardy an open break. He would have been called off for offside had that gone in, but still. I don't think they'll call it back for... Oh, and I didn't see that the ball had bounced off twice, so it did actually go up for a goal kick instead of a corner there. But again, Liverpool scrambling. And we win the ball again, and now it's Ayoze Perez breaking forward. He has some space, gets tackled from behind, and I thought maybe there would have been a chance for a free kick there, but none given. And I agreed on that, Gray, for sure. It was a poor corner goal that we gave away against Newcastle, but we've definitely seemed to have shaped up better. As Alexander-Arnold will send that ball all the way to Tranmere, basically. Poor shot from him.
Oh, no.
What?
1 minute. I think it's 2-1 to Liverpool.
Nick, I'm worried, but I haven't seen it yet, so we'll see.
No. I can see it on my own thing. Yeah, it's 2-1.
Yeah, I'm still behind. Danny Ward takes the goal kick. I'm still at 44 minutes 18 at the moment. Liverpool intercept it, and they're breaking forward now. Nunez up and over, off the post, and then off Wout Faes and in for a second own goal. Wow. Bootfast is having an absolute mare today.
Thing is, it's not his fault. It's hit him and it's gone in.
It's just his momentum. So I'm gonna see if I can get my stream any further forward, but I don't think I can. Oh,
I mean, whoever said we faced 2 goals is technically right, but in the wrong end. I knew that Liverpool scored, they were going to be go ahead.
For what it's worth, Nunez did very well to shoot that, and it goes off the post, and there's not really anything Fast can do, but I want to make it clear. The gamble was on if Castagna scored 2. Different Belgian. Oh, but that's woeful. That is woeful. Apologies if you have Fast in your fantasy team this week. It's voteful. Oh, dear. Liverpool passing the ball around the back now. And this will definitely change the dynamic of the game. I still believe we can get into it, but Liverpool will definitely sit back and hold possession a lot more now. Alexander-Arnold passes it to, I think that's to Nunez. Free kick given. And they'll pass the ball back. And yeah, we're seeing a lot of this where just Liverpool are now happy to just turn around and pass the ball back. Lofted ball, not going to find anybody, and it's out for a throw-in for Leicester City. Gray asking what the odds are on a hat trick of Fast's own goals. Yeah, Liverpool 2-1 up with 1 attempt on target. Free kick, Leicester City. Mike asking if there's ever been a hat trick of own goals. Danamarte, Sumare, Castagna. Perez being forced backwards. He finds Sumare. Back to Perez. His pass is intercepted. Robertson lays it up towards Nunez, who gets tackled by Ndidi, and that's a free kick. And yeah, just double checking, but both deflections have been officially counted as own goals for Voetfas. Halftime. And at halftime, it is Voetfas 2, Leicester City 1.
That second goal is embarrassing, man.
Dan's saying that fans are saying you can clearly hear Ward call for both own goals, and you could see Ward's frustration with Voetfas after each of them as well. And the thing is, I'd say that there's probably been 3 clear calls from.
All you needed to do was just kick it left really hard. That's all he needed to do.
Match isn't over yet, though. It's only halftime. The link is in the chat if any of you would like to join us for halftime as well. Ryan saying on the bright side, we've scored 3 at Anfield.
At least Liverpool haven't scored.
Yep. And then Dan's also saying that momentum is with Liverpool now. Going to be tough to get a result.
This just shows that this season is going to be a tough season. Liverpool on their Twitter just put goal because they can't put our player on their sheer thing. So they put his goal.
Oh, dear. All right, let's say Wout Faes has been our best defender for the last 7-8 matches. Let's not all turn on him now.
I'm not turning on him. It's just funny. Like, it's just...
No, it's very...
all you can do is laugh. You can't...
Yeah, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. And let's not let this take away from how good our attacking performance has been. We have broken well. We've created chances. Like, the one attempt on target really serves to deceive because we've had 2 or 3 other breaks that have been blocked.
Don't look at Twitter. Wout Faes has now scored more goals for Liverpool this season than 14 of their other first team squad members.
Oh no. What would the, because I don't play fantasy, but what would the point spread be on a player who scores 2 own goals?
I'll have a look for you. I'll have a look.
But like this is what I'm talking about. The people who are saying that Faes is the worst player I have ever seen. That is just objectively not true. It's just not. Yeah, exactly. I agree with Nick here. Faes has been player of the season so far. Get off his back. He's had a mare today, but still, it is not fair for us to say that he's been terrible or that he's the worst player that you've ever seen. He's absolutely not. Kieran saying we're still going to win this 4-2. And we do have a halftime guest in Sean. Sean, I'm going to get you up on stream. And I'm going to add Gray as well.
Evening.
Evening, Gray. What can you say? Like, it's just... if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Well, how many people are on Face's back? I think they are idiots. The guy has been a strength for us since we've signed him. I think people need to get off his back. You know, what's he going to do? The first one was unfortunate. The second one, he had to try and deal with it. But Jesus Christ, get behind the boys, everyone.
Oh yeah, completely agreed. It's been a tough match, but we've still created chances. I feel like in so many cases we end up creating more chances than the stats reflect because they generally are either blocked or don't find the final pass. But we have gone through the Liverpool lines way more than I think any of us would have expected before kickoff.
100%. 100%. Look how we were against Newcastle on Boxing Day. We've come out today, different team, and with one unfortunate deflection and 2, it's just come off his boot the wrong way. Jesus Christ, who would have thought we would have been winning at Anfield after 4 minutes?
Agreed. Completely agreed. Sean, what's your take on it? Do you think we can still pull it back in the second half?
I think so. Yes. But I do think I think sub pass off. I think
it might be good just in case his head is dropped. Who would you bring on for him? Because we do have both Vestergaard and Soyuncu on the bench, so we have center back options.
I think I could go for Sancho.
Soyuncu? That's fair. Gray, would you agree?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Why break someone's confidence? Because apart from them 2 bad deflections, it's been brilliant. You know, end of last season, we were giving corners away, and I was scared because everyone knows you get a corner against Leicester, there's a goal. We're much better at the back. I'm just seeing the first replay there, and it's just unfortunate. The backspin off it is terrible. You know,
Yeah.
One of them things.
Now, where I think there definitely is room for discussion is what Mike was saying, and Adam was commenting on it as well, is that I think that where there is cause for concern around these own goals, beyond it being unlucky deflections, is that it shows a lack of communication among the defense. Because on both of those own goals, Danny Ward had called for that ball.
The first one maybe, but the second one, they've just played that back again. If Face doesn't deal with it, then Salah's in there. So it's unfortunate.
The first goal is more understanding of the mistake than the second one. The second one is the second one is sure.
The first one was unfortunate. It just had terrible spin. 99 times out of 100, they come off your leg and go out for a corner. But that's just took a horrible spin off the top of his boot.
And the second goal, he tried to. What he should have done is kick it to the left. However, when you're in that heat of the moment, you just think in your head, just get rid of it.
Yeah, he tried putting it into Rosette off of his wrong foot.
Yeah, and it went wrong.
He should have put his boot through it the other way and took it out for a throw-in. I agree with you there, but you know, the pace of the game, the way it was going, they had momentum. He's just tried dealing with it and it's failed. But I'm not going to be one of these ones that are jumping on his back saying, Face is shit, this, that, the other, because he isn't.
And that's very fair. Now,
I
think
why would you try and destroy a kid who's come in to the game? His first 3 or 4 games, we let that many goals in, but once he'd found his feet, he was the kingpin of our defence. So why jump on a lad's back who has only played, 12 games for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, keep in mind, if you take him off, it's just, it's just going to ruin his confidence. You've got to keep him on and just it's happened. We just deal with it. We've proven this game we can score. We've proven we can score. We've proven we're still a danger. So let's just keep it up. But none of us thought we're going to be in this game. All of us thought an absolute battering. We're not. We need to just fight back and get back into this game.
Yeah, 100%.
Now, Gray, before we let you go, are there any changes you would make at halftime, or do you think we go out with the same squad?
I'll take Perez off and go and put Nacho on and give Nacho 45 minutes and go 2 up top. Liverpool defence is terrible, but we're not really testing them. Barnes just needs to get his first touch better and learn to release the ball a few seconds earlier rather than trying to take the extra touch.
And that's fair, because I think we also saw, from Perez, just the way we've been using him tactically hasn't been working. Those crosses he's been putting in, he's been doing well to get into space.
Yeah.
But that final pass has been intercepted by Matip or Van Dijk on many occasions.
Yeah. I think Perez hasn't had a bad game, to be fair, for Perez, but there was a minute ago where he was teeing up a shot and he just wanted that extra touch, and with the Liverpool, I think it might have been Henderson, come in and took it off his foot and put it out for a corner.
I'll tell you this, though. If we do lose this, Jurgen Klopp should give Wout Faes his wages, because they've been awful. And we are so unlucky to give them those stupid goals.
100%. Liverpool have been dog shit.
They've been poor, but we've given them the lead. So let's prove and just win it. That's all we need to do is just prove them we're better and just come back from an awful set of kicks and just come back into it.
So before I let each of you two go, I'm going to ask you for your final score predictions. If you think we can turn it around and what you think the final score will be at 90 minutes. So Gray, we'll start with you.
Heart says 3-2 Leicester. Head says 2-2.
And then Sean, your prediction?
I think it might be different, and I think it might be 6-2.
You'll love to hear
Well
it.
played, Sean. Happy Christmas, Sean. Happy Christmas, Elijah. Happy Christmas.
Cheers.
Jono.
I hope you both had a lovely holidays. All right. Take care, Gray. Take care, Sean. So halftime continues here. And yeah, I do fully think that we can pull this back. Liverpool have not been in full color lately. And we've made those attacking chances. The fact that we have one shot on target deceives how many chances we've created but haven't been able to take yet. And it just takes one of those chances to go our way.
I'm just gobsmacked. I've just rewatched those goals again. It's just, I think it's kind of funny. Like, you've just got to laugh, really. Like, how rare that is to score 2 own goals in that fashion so quickly.
If this were a movie about either team and you wrote this into the script, your editor would tell you to change it because it's too unrealistic.
This is the first time this has happened since 2013. This has 2 own goals in one match.
Ooh, for some reason this is ringing bells. I want to say it was Sunderland, wasn't it?
It was Stoke against Chelsea. It was Jonathan Waiters. That was the scorer. But
I was picturing red and white stripes. I just had the wrong team.
Leicester are really good at breaking records. This is not one record I want to beat.
Dan saying, I love the way you try to keep this alive, but no way Klopp is letting Liverpool go out their second half and perform that badly again.
No,
I hear you on that, but similarly, I was mentioning earlier the way that Brendan Rodgers can change a player's mentality at halftime. So I think we will see 2 very different teams come out. And we saw how, as the run of play was going, I hesitate a little bit to say that Leicester were the better team. But Leicester absolutely held their own and could have come off with a lead at halftime.
And it's just unfortunate, all this, really, to be honest. It's just unfortunate.
Agreed.
Good. I'm good. FaZe is on. I'm happy FaZe is on. He deserves to be on. Like, it wasn't him being a bad player.
The only place where I would want to criticize him is on the communication in the first own goal.
Yeah.
I think that
the first own goal, Danny Ward had it. He had it in his arms.
Yeah. Your 4 defenders are subordinates to the goalkeeper. That is how it works. So if your goalie calls for the ball, you have to let him have it. And the thing is, we can chew out Wout fast all we want. Amarte did it too. He gave away a corner earlier in the game. Ward called for it. Amarte intercepted it. It went out for a corner, and Ward had words with him. But so there's some kind of breakdown going on in our back line that this is definitely symptomatic of, and we have to solve. Regardless, I still think we can come back into this game. Pete's saying I think it will be a lot less open. Seeing the team come out, it doesn't look like there's any new faces kitted up, so it looks like we will be going out same squad.
It is, yeah, same squad as before.
And I agree with you. Like I'm pretty happy to see Wout Faes is still there because again, we know he's better than this.
It's not him being a rubbish defender. He didn't like lose the ball or make a bad tackle or give away a penalty. He just had a mare with the ball. It happens. Doesn't happen often. You do it because twice in 7 minutes, but it happens.
So my stream did just update, so I've got us a little bit into the second half now. 46 minutes 20 in. Ball with Allison at the moment. The shape we're playing, it looks like we're coming out with a 4-2-3-1 in possession and a 4-1-4-1 out of possession. Alexander-Arnold plays it forward to Nunez. Henderson looking for a player on the wing there, but it is intercepted, and Castagna will hold possession. Does well to find Perez there, who holds it beautifully, and then Vardy slips on the turf just before he can collect the through ball that Perez plays. I do think Faes will play because again, he's been our best defender by leaps and bounds.
Put it this way: if Wout Faes wasn't our player, we'll be in a relegate. We'll be pretty much 18th or 19th in the table easily.
I'll be perfectly frank. I think we would probably be 3 or 4 places lower if we didn't have Wout Faes and still had Wesley Fofana.
Yeah.
The way that he was performing this season after his head had been turned, I think, because Fofana is a mercurial talent, I'll give him that. But between his injury woes and his head being turned, he would have been woeful. Through ball finds Harvey Barnes on the inside of the penalty area. He plays it across goal, and I think Allison may have gotten a hand to it. We're calling for a corner, but won't get one, and it's a goal kick. Seeing the replay on it, and it's a beautifully played pass. I think it was from Castagna there to find Harvey Barnes on the wing. And again, we break that Liverpool line, but it comes down to that last pass doesn't quite land. And if we can get that too just once, we're back in it. Yeah, agreed, Nick. If Faes wasn't in our team, we'd be in the bottom 3. Wolves fans are having some fun with us over this, but I don't think any of us are disagreeing that like it's comical, and even we have to laugh at it. We'll be the banter club for this week if this scoreline holds.
What's quite funny is that they're not own goals where like an opposition smacks the ball at our player and it hits the shin and it goes in. It's Wout Faes smashed. He couldn't hit the ball any harder into the net. It's just
And John, can you give me a quick reminder of where Wolves are in the standings at the moment? 19th.
To the Wolves fan that's commenting on for us, Wolves are currently 18th.
18th. Now, joking aside, I do think Wolves will survive this season. I rate Lopetegui. Liverpool coming forward, ball bouncing around, and Ward will collect.
For me, the relegation fight is between 11th down, Crystal Palace, Villa, us, Bournemouth, Leeds, Everton, West Ham, Wolves, Forest and Southampton. For me, that's the relegation battle. Up. So Fulham up will be safe.
Now, early on, do you have a 3 in mind who you think will go down?
Southampton, Forest.
Liverpool with a shot here, and it's just wide by Henderson.
Everton, Forest, Southampton will go down.
I completely agree with you. I think Forest and Southampton are pretty lock on at this point. And Everton was like my controversial choice. I think their time is up. Liverpool coming forward again. It's Salah. He's up against Faes. Tackle is made, but he still maintains possession, but that ball will just trickle into Danny Ward's arms. It will be interesting to see the business that Wolves does in January, because I think that will be very indicative of whether or not you're going to survive. Because is Bruno Lage to blame for your position? Largely. But it's also on the players, and we're going to have to see if Lopetegui is allowed to shape that team in the direction that he wants. Nick saying Wolves, Southampton, and Forest for the drop.
Yeah, that's true.
I definitely, like, Southampton were survival specialists for so long, but I think it was a big mistake to sack Hasenhüttl. And I don't think that they appointed well. If anything, I feel like they're new, because they hired Luton's manager, if I recall, as Leicester City break. Jamie Vardy right now, he has options. He plays it to Barnes up against Alexander-Arnold. Barnes gets the ball. Alexander-Arnold gets one touch in. It's forced him to turn around, but he maintains possession, lays it off for Dewsbury Hall. We're getting players into the penalty area. Luke Thomas now. Back to Dewsbury Hall. Low cross. Touched by Barnes. Nearly falls to Vardy, but it will be cleared by Van Dijk. But yeah, it to me, their appointment feels more like somebody who's going to ensure that they get promotion again, rather than somebody who's going to keep them up this season. Dewsbury Hall, Soumare and Barnes having a quick back and forth, but Liverpool regain possession. Darwin Nunez now. Through ball finds Salah. I think he might be offside, but it doesn't matter because he absolutely scuffs that shot anyways. Ooh, Fass might have been playing him onside, seeing the replay on that. Again, irrelevant as he... Terrible shot. But... Still, we have to stay tighter in defense. If we're going to play an offside trap, you need to make sure that all four players are forward. Dewsbury Hall plays the ball off Elliott for a throw-in.
I just rewatched our first own goal. Like, it's quite impressive here with that much power to go sky in the air, spin back, and land in top in the left-hand side of the goal. That's quite impressive, to be fair.
No, agree.
Like it.
Harvey Barnes on a break here. He's up against Matip, gets clear of him, shoots, and it goes off of Alisson and trickles over and will be cleared by Liverpool. It's a good save there, but a very good opportunity. And now Liverpool looking to break. Thiago, he's up against Ndidi, keeps the possession, lays it off. Nunez, shots blocked. Rebound collected by Henderson. Back to Nunez, back to Henderson. And they've turned around.
Thing is, in life, there's always times go, how the hell did that happen? You know,
that
things happen in life. You just go, how did that happen? It's happened now. It's got to...
cross finds Nunez, collected by Ward.
I've got to move on. If Liverpool win this is the cheapest win they've ever gotten. He's by far.
In the history of Liverpool, I feel like they've gotten cheaper wins through the referee. This is definitely the cheapest win they've gotten through their opposition and through just dumb luck. Jose Perez does amazingly to hold possession there. He's appealing for a free kick, doesn't get one, and now Liverpool look to break, but Nunez gets dispossessed. Ball falls to Elliott. That ball is then met by it's Castagna. And now we look to break. Castagna with a lofted ball. He's looking for Vardy, but Alisson will sweep and clear that ball. I'll tell you what, Perez has been having a good second half so far. I always liked Perez. It's just it never felt like there was a place for him in the lineup because we always played him on the wing, and that's just not where he plays best.
No, he doesn't play best there. He doesn't.
Ball with Alisson now. Little back and forth with Henderson. Plays it back to Robertson and now to Van Dijk.
Yeah, great. This great. This game. If Madders was fit, this would be a different game. But
Agreed.
to be honest, we've made it difficult for ourselves, and we can do this without Maddison. We can still do this without Maddison, but it'll be easier with Maddison.
Would you have Yuri on right now?
I'll sub Yuri on. Yes, I would sub him Yuri on for probably Ndidi.
Lofted ball, but it's headed away by Danamarte. Cheers. Really appreciate that. And like I said, I think you guys will stay up, and best of luck to you guys as well, as long as it doesn't come down to just the two of us for relegation. But until that point, I'll wish you well. Thank you for the €10 donation.
As long as you stay below us, have a great season.
And you know what? I will say, like, where I am going to compliment other teams, second to ours, I think Wolves have one of the best crests in the Premier League. I love the stylized wolf.
Yes, Wolves logo's nice.
Liverpool coming forward with Elliott right now. But yeah, they're just holding possession. They want to pull us out of shape. Sumare as well. Like, he's been putting a shift in this game. Now, Danzy, what you're commenting here, I don't understand why Roger suddenly doesn't fancy Kelechi, because it seemed, especially like 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, he was all about Iheanacho. He was the number 2 striker at all times. Now he cannot find a game to save his life as Liverpool look to break. Well intercepted there by Wout Faes. Matip on the ball now, back in Liverpool's half. Danamarte switching off there briefly, but he does win a foul, and it's a free kick to Leicester City. The Liverpool player, I wasn't sure who that was in attack, but he does well to keep the ball in, and Amarte was already signaling for a goal kick. And I'll tell you what, Alan, you are just in time, because Yuri Tielemans is kitted up, and he's coming on for Wilf Ndidi. So Sumari will be maintaining that holding midfield place, and that is going to give us a little more creativity in that in those forward midfield roles. And we could see a good thunder strike out of the Starman here. Now, with Ndidi coming off as well, I wonder if that means Yuri's going to be given the armband. I didn't see a handoff. Leicester City coming forward. Ball laid off to Perez. He's up against Van Dijk. And he plays it off Van Dijk for a corner kick. Seeing a debate going on about Daka versus Vardy. I think it's important. I always, well, I don't always, but I try very often to speak from a very pragmatic role when it comes to debates like this. There's a reason that you're both having your stay. I think when it comes to pound for pound contributions to the football club, no player is ever going to rival what Jamie Vardy has done for Leicester City. But we have to find some kind of forward. Harvey Barnes collects the ball in the penalty area, but he's forced to turn around by Virgil van Dijk. Ball falls to Tielemans, and he will cross it over to Castagna, and play will calm down a little bit. But we need to find somebody who can be a worthy successor for him. I'm not sure that Patson Daka is that, but they're such big boots to fill. Oh, a beautiful cross comes in, and it falls right to Kieran Dewsbury Hall with his own 1-bedroom studio apartment in the middle of the Anfield penalty area, and he scuffs his header and it goes wide. That was 2-2 on a plate for us. Now Robertson's got cramp. Question for you. If City gets a pen, would you let Fast take it?
Yes, I would actually. I would.
I'll be
Oh,
honest,
no,
like
I
it would
wouldn't.
be
I'll
great
let
for the
Vardy
narrative.
take,
I would want
obviously.
him to get a goal, but I wouldn't, because I do still think that his head might be a little bit gone. I wouldn't want to put him in a high pressure situation like that. If we get a penalty, it's Vardy or nobody. Maybe Tielemans. But this is what I'm saying when it comes to that debate, and like why you have to be pragmatic, because he does still do the business from time to time, and similar to pretty much any time we play a one up front, Vardy pulls defenses apart, which then leaves room for Maddison and Yuri to be able to score goals on the edge of the penalty area like that. So he does still make contributions, if not just in pure goal numbers. But yeah, I'm just not necessarily sure that Patson Daka is that successor. He could be, but he's not there yet.
No. I think we need a really excellent striker. I want to keep Daka. I think he'll be a really good super sub, but he's not the main striker that Vardy is. Well, was, but we need a new proper main striker.
We were linked with, if I recall correctly, Domenico Berardi for a time. Was he an out? I don't remember his position. Was he an out-and-out striker, or was he a CM?
Who's that?
I think I might be older than Fast.
He's Louise's and Faye's son.
There you go. Vardy chasing down Matip. He'll play the ball out to Van Dijk, who will then put it out for a throw-in. But Jamie Vardy is not the same player that he was in 2000. I would dare even say 2018, 2019. And it is important for us to look towards the future and find a successor for him. But let's not jump on the back of Patson Daka because he's not what Vardy was in 2016 yet.
No.
Dewsbury Hall does well to get past one, get past two, and maintain possession against a hard Liverpool press here. He's holding the ball in the corner, trying to find a route through, and he plays it into the penalty area, and the ball nearly falls to Barnes, but Thiago just gets a foot out to stop that ball. Nunez on the ball now, up against Amarte, up against Castagna. Goes down. He's not getting a free kick for that. Dan Amarte tells him to get up. Tielemans lays the ball over to Sumari, who plays it back towards Fass and out to Thomas. DNA test. How many own goals have you scored? You know what? If you're going like all the way back to when I was in high school, I did score an own goal. I was playing in defense. It was shambolic. I tried to just hoof the ball clear on as the ball is breaking there, nearly falls to Vardy, but Allison will come out and claim. I tried to play a clearance, missed the ball. It bounced off the heel of my planted foot and into an open net. It was awful. Liverpool take the goal kick short and are now just holding possession. They're happy to start time wasting at the 65th minute mark here. Long ball looking for Salah, finding nobody there. Perez having words with the referee for something. I'm not sure what. He's displeased with Thiago, who stuck out an elbow and then fell at Perez's feet. He actually won a free kick for that. Very, very cheap free kick there. It comes to nothing, though. And Leicester have possession again.
Yeah, I've read a comment from Alan. Like, I wouldn't say Duckett is championship quality. I would just say that he's not. I reckon he could fit into any of the bottom five strikers week in, week out. But we need a striker who's more consistent. Daka will take a lot more to get into the Premier League rhythm. But I wouldn't say he's a starter, but I definitely want Daka to be on the bench. I wouldn't want Daka to go. I think he developed into a great player, but he's not ready to start for me.
The play that just happened here, sorry to cut you off, for the commenters earlier who was saying that an out-of-form Nunez is on to score 2 against us, he's really showing his World Cup form there. He had a quick back and forth with Mo Salah to get into open space, one-on-one with Danny Ward, and then absolutely fires it twice, 2.5 times the height of the net there. Awful shot.
I think Mick's made a really good comment as well that Daka can't play on his own at top, which is like it's the same situation as Perez. Like Perez isn't a right winger, but since we've got Vardy and Daka and Nacho, he's not going to play on the up front. So Daka needs help, but is that Brennan being stubborn, or do we not have the players to play to up front? I don't know.
Little from column A, little from column B. Poorly timed sliding challenge there by Sumari, and he'll be booked for that on Thiago.
I need to see if I can book Newcastle tickets.
Liverpool passing the ball around at the moment, pinging in between the Leicester City backline and Liverpool's midfield. It's been very poor finishing from Liverpool. But at the same time, let's not forget how we've cut them open. And now Wout Faes is leading a counterattack here. He finds Jamie Vardy, but the ball hits his heels and then he slips.
This is what I find frustrating. If we didn't let in 2 stupid own goals that were just so... When I mean stupid, I mean just stupid in nature, we will still be winning this and be comfortably winning this. That's the really frustrating part.
But unfortunately, like I'm by no means saying it yet because I still think we can get back into this one. But mentally, I think if this game finishes this way, we have to treat it the same way that we treat Newcastle, where it's just like, it's done, put it behind us, focus on the next game.
The thing is, if we play as well as this against Fulham, I reckon we'll beat them because it's at home. We'll have Maddison back hopefully, but we've got 20 minutes to get a result. If we get a draw, I'll be buzzing if we get a draw. But
honestly, you know who I kind of want to see is I don't know who I bring him on for is the only thing is I want Mark Albrighton. Because with Vardy on here and the way that the long ball through pass has worked for us in this match, that's just Albrighton's DNA.
The only reason I disagree with that is because Albrighton's main shtick is his crossing. And that won't work in this game.
But I think you could translate that into lofted through ball. Maybe don't even play him on the wing. Maybe bring him on for like Dewsbury Hall if he's getting tired. Give Albrighton like 10 minutes in a central midfield role. Let him take the corners and play lofted balls towards Vardy. I think it could be cooking.
I just really looked at the scores in the other game. It's still Brentford 2, West Ham 0, and Brentford have literally just sat back and absorbed the pressure. West Ham have gotten nowhere, and it looks like they're still going to be stuck with 1 point above the relegation zone. If results go against them, they could be relegation zone after the weekend. So
the number of people saying bring in Vestergaard and put Wout Faes up front. Well, I'll tell you who's coming on is Kelechi Iheanacho for Ayoze Perez. That's harsh on Perez. He's been having a good game.
But we need Vardy and Iheanacho front will be good. This is where we get, hopefully it will.
He wouldn't play Iheanacho as a winger, so I think that could be a change of shape.
It must be. You can't, Iheanacho was on the side. It's a change of shape.
Liverpool have a free kick here. Cross comes in, I believe from Tsimikas. Going up towards Matip and hoofed away by Tielemans. Liverpool want a penalty, as they always do, but they won't get one. That's not a free kick. Now, of course, Thiago needs to pull down his socks and take out his shin pads and put them back in and pull up his socks, and then he's going to have cramp. And
The thing is, if I'm a Liverpool fan, I'd actually be quite embarrassed, to be honest. I think both teams should be embarrassed by the fact that our players scored 2 own goals, but their team's still a time wasting in the 73rd minute to get a result in a game we're not even bloody scored a goal. That's embarrassing.
Well, Mo Salah has a gilt-edged chance there, but it's stopped by Danny Ward. Free kick is taken and it bounces around. I believe that's Naby Keita who takes it. Looks like it would have been an offside against Van Dijk had it gone in, but it falls well to Salah, who takes a shot near post past Wout Faes, and it hits the knees of Danny Ward. But yeah, Van Dijk would have been offside. Yuri Tielemans hoofs that forward, trying to find Barnes, but he's only going to find Matip, who will play it back towards Alisson. Alisson's goal kick is intercepted, though, and a poor pass from Tielemans. He could have found Nacho there, but it's intercepted by Tsimikas, I believe, or 21. Yeah, Tsimikas. It's slim, but I'd say the momentum's with Leicester right now. It's like a 45-55% scenario, but Harvey Barnes now on the wing up against Alexander-Arnold. Cuts into the penalty area. He takes too many touches and he's tackled. But it's a poor clearance and it's collected by Dewsbury Hall. Little bit of tussle. Ball falls to Soumare. You can't keep giving Liverpool free kicks just because their player falls down. Tielemans and Thiago both go for the ball at the same time. Both make contact with it. So Thiago then jumps 3 feet into the air and lands on his stomach and wins a free kick.
I'm angry as well, because if we didn't score 2 own goals, we will win this. But
there's something wrong with the pitch right now as well. Vardy slipped twice, and now Alisson has as well. Liverpool coming forward. Salah's pass is intercepted, and then Danny Ward will hoof it clear. We're playing better than we did in the opening 7 games, though. Like, this is coming down to luck. I do agree with you on this, Craig, that, like, so many times I see Barnes on the ball. Oh, he absolutely leaves Joel Matip for dead. But again, Alexander-Arnold keeps him in his pocket. Barnes will have an open passing lane and then holds the ball because he's trying to get himself into a shooting angle, and he gives the defenders way too much time to score or to tackle him.
I've forgotten you're in here.
Now Liverpool just passing it around triangles in the back. And yeah, that's twice now that Barnes has had the ball in a good position. The second time, a little bit more just that he was swarmed by defenders, but that first time, he had ample time to pass, but he tried to give himself a shooting angle and it didn't work. Keita's pass to Henderson is intercepted. Tielemans finds Iheanacho to Vardy. Back to Iheanacho, and he's got space. Up against Tsimikas, plays it across goal, and he was looking for Barnes, but the run wasn't there. And Keita puts it out for a corner kick. Cheers, Paul.
I want Dave Hill to do a challenge, not to swear in every one of his comments. Oh, it's funny though.
Oh, you know what? It does look like good visibility from Barnes. I think he was in an offside position, so he held off. Like, even if that went out for a corner, if Barnes had been challenging for the ball, they would have given Liverpool the free kick. Corner kick comes in. It's lofted. It's an outswinger. It falls to Dewsbury Hall on the edge of the area, and it's a poor half volley.
Did you block Gray's comments?
No. Gray, which comment are you talking about? Was it the chant? Because I'll be honest, I just don't know what the chant's referring to. You know what this one means?
I mean, I'll happily block your comments if you want me to, but...
Oh, you're talking about the ref. You're talking about the ref. I just didn't know what the chant was about. Yeah, the referee has definitely been giving a lot of leeway to Liverpool here. But the Liverpool often gets beneficial calls at Anfield.
Yeah.
Liverpool coming forward now. It's with Nunez on the edge of the area, and he misses again. Darwin Nunez hit the target challenge. How many games do you think it'll take him?
He'll score this game if you keep on trying to jinx it.
Fair. I can't let myself get smug. I really shouldn't. But just that's what, like his third or fourth chance that he's just squandered this game. Mick saying Albrighton for Barnes. And Jim saying, I haven't seen Leicester play the ball forward this much for a long time. Rodgers must have realized we need to pass forward to score. Credit where it's due. Apart from some bad luck and bad bounces, we've done well. A through ball that was looking for Vardy there, but it's just overcooked. And Allison will collect. Thiago on the ball. Lofted pass. It's looking for Elliott. It finds him. He's tussling with Amarte. That's a new nickname for me. That one's new. Oh, you didn't need to block him.
Abuse.
I can take some banter. It's fine.
I can't block him, so you stop there.
Dave Hill saying Nunez is Andy Carroll Mark II. I feel like Andy Carroll was like one of the first footballers to wear a man bun like that. Free kick is taken. Yeah. It doesn't get past the first man. Rebound is taken by Keita, and it's blocked again. Rebound will fall to Alexander-Arnold, who plays a crossover. Doesn't find anybody. Keita will collect, pass the ball to Elliott. Elliott with a poor pass there that's intercepted by Iheanacho. And he gets tackled by Thiago.
I like Alan's comment, then he said, and Gray replied on the injury table, which is true.
Yeah, I think that the January window will be welcomed for sure. The fact that we actually have funds for it is very big. Through ball finds Vardy. He finds Barnes! And he hits the bar! He was offside anyways. Oh. But we cut open the Liverpool defense again. Got to see where the offside was on that. Vardy, a half pace offside there. Free kick is taken by Allison, and it goes straight to Castagna. Little by little, we're breaking them down further and getting closer to that final shot that we need. But now Nunez on the ball again. Shoots from distance, blocked by Amarte.
But the problem is
Down
that
to Alexander-Arnold.
the more we're breaking them down and down and down, the closer we are to getting to full time.
That's also true. Oh. It is frustrating because I haven't seen this good a Leicester City. Well, no, it's not true. I was going to say I haven't seen this good a Leicester City display where we've lost, but then I remembered Man City.
Yeah.
Because we played very well against Man City. Oh, Fast loses the ball to Nunez. He's getting clear into the penalty area. And then it's a poor pass. It's tapped away by Amarte, but only as far as Salah, who then shoots, saved by Ward.
No, yeah, I agree, Alan. Fulham will not be an easy game at all. But since we've composed ourselves quite well and we're at home against Fulham, who, you know, they're still a really good side, but they're not like Liverpool or any of those sides. I feel we can give them a much better game this game than we did, you know, than other games.
It will be a question of, will the Newcastle Leicester show up or will this Leicester show up? If this one shows up, we beat Fulham. If Newcastle shows up, 3-0 Fulham. West Ham Brentford has ended 2-0. Corner is taken by Liverpool, and header is collected by Ward. Gray, you're right. Alexander-Arnold has played pretty well. He's really held up Barnes well in defense. Liverpool won another free kick, and I think they get it. Yep. Harvey Elliott will stay on the ground for as long as he's allowed. Collision between Elliott and Iheanacho.
But this means even though yes, we are fortunate to we could lose this, it's still a loss, and this means we have to win next game. This next game is a must win.
Yeah.
Because if we lose next game, then we will be in a relegation battle. There's no doubt about it.
No, agreed. And defensively, Fast even showed up today as well. Like that, I don't think, in terms of just effort and skill on the pitch, I would give any Leicester City player below a 6 today, out of 10. Maybe Tielemans, just because he hasn't quite been on it, but even then, I'd still give him like a 6. And then there's the two mines for the end of this match. If it ends 2-1, there's going to be a fair bit of time added on here as Elliott is still on the ground here. Craig is saying that it'll be an awful result because people will just be saying that we were unlucky. And then there's Paul saying that only luck can beat quality. You're not wrong, but they didn't. They didn't take their chances. Alexander-Arnold is coming off for Liverpool to be replaced by Joe Gomez.
Oh, dear.
Elliott will be staying on the pitch, it appears. Oh, maybe not. Elliott is off, and Bajcetic is on for Liverpool, one of their youth players, born in 2004. Leicester City have 5 minutes plus injury time left to get something from this game. I imagine there will probably be at least 5 minutes added time. Liverpool breaking forwards right now. It's Nunez. Shot is deflected, so I think that will be a corner. Yeah, Nunez's shot goes off of Wout Faes. It's a corner kick that Tsimikas will take. Corner comes in. It's an in-swinger, headed away. Throw in Liverpool. Mike saying, is it a positive knowing that Liverpool couldn't score themselves?
Yeah, so it's quite funny, to be fair. They're going to be gloating saying, we're the better team, but we're the only team that scored and two really silly goals. And I think we're the better team, but it's not going to be seen like that because we lost. Or we could most certainly lose this. It's
a few good January transfers and some time for players to get off the rehab table. And Brendan's going to be cooking.
Brendan needs to say, look, the only way he can keep us up, which is pretty much true, is not to be in a proper relegation scrap, is to make 3 or 4 signings. If we make one signing, we can't. We need at least 3 because we're getting.
And he said as much.
We need signings. Like Daka's could be injured for at least a month. Maddison, we don't know how long he's going to be injured for. Justin's out for the rest of the season. We don't know when Ricardo's back. It's players that being injured left, right, and center. Lou Thomas is now one of only left backs. What happens if he gets injured?
We're going to be calling up youth players, and
what happens if Stanley gets injured? That's even worse.
Well, I was about to say, and it's like then there's Wolves midfielders just chopping down our youth players at left and right when they can. $88-35 at the moment, still 2-1 Liverpool. Now, actually, I shouldn't really have referred to the Wolves thing because that got pretty toxic online pretty quickly. But we'll be hoping for Will Alves to recover quickly. Dewsbury Hall is fouled by Gomez. Free kick to Leicester.
Can you really blame Rodgers for this loss? I'm not going to do so because it was Wout Faes who scored the own goals, but it was Wout Faes who also ignored Danny Ward. That would not be
the
a
only thing that I could say is like discipline is on the manager.
It is,
and
but
it's Brendan's responsibility to tell the defense that the goalie is in charge. Iheanacho is not happy with the fact that Liverpool get another soft free kick there on the midfield line as we have 15 seconds left in regular time. But again, though, like if we see less than 5 minutes of added time, I will be shocked.
It'll be 4.
Well, I was about to say, like, knowing that it's a Liverpool game.
Yeah, that's 4. That's 4 minutes.
Well, you know what? That's 4 minutes for us to get a goal. Dewsbury Hall tries to play a ball forward. It's blocked by Gomez, out for a throw-in.
I'm just going to go for a few seconds. I'll be back on in a few moments.
Yep. No worries. Thomas and Iheanacho Thomas and Sumari passing back and forth a little bit. Goes back to Dewsbury Hall and all the way back to Danny Ward. We're desperately going to be trying to get something through one of these Liverpool lines. Although the ball is now with Matip, and Liverpool will be happy to waste time and just hold the ball whenever and wherever they can. Ball now with Iheanacho. He gets pulled down by Thiago, and a free kick is given. Leicester City putting almost everybody forward here. It looks like it's going to be Yuri to take. Thomas is staying back. Pretty much everybody else is up into that Liverpool penalty area. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like about 8 Leicester City players. It's not shooting range, but definitely range to get across into the penalty area, which is not what we do. We play it short towards Luke Thomas. Cross comes over, bounces up into the penalty area, punched away by Allison, and an offside is given. And Henderson is on the ground now. Don't know what for, but he'll definitely be on the ground for a while yet. Looks like in a brief tussle, Dana Marte's arm brushes the back of Jordan Henderson's head, and that's a way for them to spend 2 more minutes at the 4. Minute and a half left in added time. The offside free kick is taken. Ball bouncing around in midfield. Thomas hoofs it up, finds Dewsbury Hall. Can't find Iheanacho. Now Liverpool come forward. It's Nunez up against Marte, and it goes out for a goal kick. No, I agree. This is a tough one to take. But at least there's positives to take from how we've played. And I think that this is a sign that we will be taking things from future matches. And it's not to say that we won't take anything from this one. Attempted through ball.
No, we're not. We're not going to take anything from this one.
I'm guessing you're about 30 seconds ahead of me.
Well,
through ball,
yeah.
trying to find.
The game is finished.
All right, then. That hurts. Yeah, on my screen, I've got 10 seconds left. A cross comes over. Castagna gets there just before it goes out of play. He plays it back. Ball with Iheanacho. He plays it back towards Fass. And we were on the attack there as the referee blows the full-time whistle, but all right then. Your thoughts on Dewsbury Hall? Thought he did all right.
It shows that we would have won that game if we didn't score 2 stupid own goals.
Yeah, it's. I think we're gonna keep the full-time chatter quick on this one because it's just. I think we all. I need to go for a walk after that. That's harsh. It sucks to lose that game in that way.
Yeah. Well, it's 10 o'clock in the UK, so I'm going to go and it's 9 o'clock on a Friday, or 10 o'clock on a Friday, and I need to have a beer, I think.
No, that's fair. Well, I guess in that case, we're just going to quickly say thank you all for tuning in. Even if the match was frustrating, we hope you all enjoyed the watch along. We got plenty of content that comes out all through the week. If you've enjoyed it and you want to see more Leicester City content, be you a Leicester City fan or not, give us a like, give us a subscribe. It helps us get into the hands of more football fans all over. And we'll be happy to see you for the next watch alongs and for more content throughout the week. Jono, I'm going to thank you for joining me, and I'm going to let you go. And then for all of you who have joined us on the stream, thank you all for joining us. I'm going to take that off our screen, and I'm going to play our outro now for us. But thank you all for joining us. Give us a like if you enjoyed it, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.